Alright, so firstly, just want to say, sorry if the camera's shaking. Still haven't figured out a good way to try and keep everything stable. I know I said I was going to review the Logitech G Pro Superlight, but I want to review this, Aerox 3. And lastly, I am very sorry about the very dirty mousepad. But anyways, this is the Aerox 3 by SteelSeries. This is the 2022 revision. On paper, it seems like it'd be great coming from SteelSeries. Overall, since I am reviewing the revised version, not the first one, I was a bit more harsh with like trying to find flaws with this mouse because it is revised. That means they had to make corrections because of how bad the first version was. And I want to say the first thing, I believe there was a issue. I don't know if it was with this mouse or another mouse. There was an issue where if you like pressed here towards the DPI button, it would activate it. Not an issue. Again, I'm not sure if it was with this mouse specifically. Well, the first version of this mouse, but not an issue. So that is good that they did fix that. They also fixed the mouse skates. An issue I had when I first saw them, because they were just 4 dots. I didn't think that'd be good enough, especially considering the problems that the mouse feet had. I believe they were like way too thin and dimpled as well, so they weren't like super great. I think they would have been fine if they weren't dimpled, but they just went with the basic 2 skates, which is fine. However, I've never had actual PTFE skates before. If this is what this is, it just feels like just extremely hard plastic. I haven't used it on a glass mouse pad yet, so I haven't had any issues on my cloth ones. Still feels alright, not really scratchy. Feels scratchy on this mouse pad because it's dirty as all hell. They're alright skates. I wish they were like a bit softer, if that makes sense. Like I wish they were similar skates to what like the Viper has. Yeah, it just feels like hard plastic versus something like this, where like if I take my fingernail into it, like it kind of feels like there's some give. This one is just, again, hard plastic. It's not going to show up on camera, but there's like visible scratches on here. If you've ever seen like swirls in the car's paint, especially on like a black car, like that's what it looks like on here versus something like this. Something I really wish they fixed. This one's probably the biggest one for people. They did not fix the fucking side buttons. I don't know why they thought this was a good design. I don't mind them being this close to each other. You can see the gap there. Like some people like the space like here with the Logitech. Some people, they like how close the side buttons are on other mice. Some like the side buttons to protrude out a lot more, like this Viper, not Viper, the Orochi. It's like a stealth side buttons that almost are really flush with the mouse, except for like this bottom half, which like aggressively dips back in. So there's some texture and you could feel it, but it's just way too thin and too small of a side button. Whereas you want to like really feel that you are touching and pressing a side button. These, because of its like kind of aggressive like shape, for someone who might have a bigger thumb or might rest their thumb a bit higher, is just not going to feel comfortable at all laying your thumb on the side buttons, like versus a G Pro, Superlight, or basically anything else. Now for me, the biggest issue, if you've watched my previous reviews, I really like scroll wheels that protrude out quite a bit, so I know that I'm using the scroll wheel and I don't accidentally misclick by like rubbing my finger over. That was an issue I had with the Viper Ultimate, and this takes it up to the next level, because not only is it almost like flush, let's see, I guess right there at that angle is probably the best angle. But you could see the mouse clicks like go up in height right here in the middle. So it matches the height even more so with the scroll wheel. So it's like flat and then goes up even more to go with the scroll wheel, if that makes sense. Just makes it way too flush in my opinion. I don't like it. So overall, they have improved the mouse. Just some gripes with it. Now in my opinion, would I recommend this at the $60 price tag? I believe it's 60 or 70. Probably not. I'm gonna be real. With the two biggest issues being the scroll wheel and side buttons, for me is just a bit of a deal breaker. Luckily I got mine at $30, so I don't feel completely ripped off. At $70 for a wired mouse as well, I just get a Viper Mini or even a normal Viper, either the 8K version or the normal version, or get a wireless mouse, the Rochi V2. Sometimes that goes on sale for $24 or $50, or even spend $10 extra and get yourself a Viper Ultimate. And then the Pulsar X2 and Pulsar X2 Mini are coming out as well. Well, they are out. But yeah, those mice, there's a bunch of other mice. I'm be real. I wish this was the base model that came out in 2020 or 2021, whatever. And then they revised it from here, like fixed the side buttons to be something better than this. And changed, not necessarily the scroll wheel, maybe change the rubber on the scroll wheel so it doesn't feel so cheap. But change the mouse click so it doesn't have this middle part that goes up to make it more flush. I like this scroll wheel where it protrudes out quite a bit and you could feel the scroll wheel. So aside from like the physical hardware itself, this is probably the worst mouse I've had so far when it comes to the software side of things. Alright, so this is future me right now. I wanted to redo this segment because while editing the video, I realized I rambled on for like 25 minutes on the software alone, and I just wanted to shorten it. So anyways, the SteelSeries software, GG, in my opinion, is not that great. It's not an issue with it like taking up copious amounts of resources from your PC. It's just the way how it's designed. I think it would have been better if they redesigned it to something like how Razer has their software, where it automatically shows you your peripherals before showing you like this homepage where it's telling you and showing you everything else that isn't really important to you as the consumer of their product. You want to get to your specific product first before anything else. So I kind of wish they just did that instead. Just have a SteelSeries engine, which is there on the left. I wish that was the home page instead. That's what it defaulted to. And then you could go about looking at other software, and then moments and sonar. I wish it wasn't on there. I wish it was what this specific homepage is. I wish it advertised towards the bottom or maybe at the top. Hey, we have these other plugins that works with SteelSeries GG. You can capture your moments and enhance your audio if you have a SteelSeries headphone. And then when you download those plugins, then it shows up on the left side. The giveaways, could care less. That could just been squashed into the home page, or maybe in the settings, turn on show giveaways tab so it's separate on the side if you want to join those. I just wish they redid it so it wasn't like a constant bombardment of everything SteelSeries except for the product that you're using. They should have just had engine be standalone or be the priority of the software instead of having it like tucked away over there on the left side. But yeah, hopefully you guys found this review kind of enjoyable and or helpful for your next mouse purchase.